Hi everyone, I'm Justin Geduld Frans and I am a worker for GSK in GSK Cape Town, South Africa, and I work for the department Albendazole where I am the administrative support. Basically what we are discussing or what we are having is Diversity Week. So for me, what is diversity, equity and inclusion? It means to me that equity refers to the fair and respectful treatment of people, and valuing the diversity means that we recognize and respect everyone's unique qualities and attributes. Inclusion means that you basically you feel respected, you feel accepted as well as valued. What is the most challenging aspect of working in a diverse environment? For me, the most challenging aspect in a diverse working environment is maybe between the barriers between workers, because some workers may not be able to speak English fluently, resulting in a confusion between each other. So what can GSK do to be more inclusive within the organization is that continuing to invest in the workplace accessibility based on assessments at GSK sites and rolling out our workplace adjustment services to more countries is to building the skills and knowledge of our people so they can be more disability confident and then also inclusive of people with disabilities. For me, when it comes to as a person self, as a gay person, basically is that you don't love the person for what you get from the person. You're basically loving the person for who they are. That is why it's known as your soulmate. So that is what you're falling after. So it's not depending on if it's a male and a male, if it's a male and a female, or a female and a female. It's basically for who you are falling for within the person. So that is for me one thing as a person. And I see it as diversity is that if you are like with me at GSK, I'm a gay person, but I'm proud to be gay and I'm proud to be at GSK because I'm an original, I'm authentic, and you can be you at GSK. And therefore I would always say that we should hashtag YOLO.
Hello, my name is George Chigwanda. I work for GSK Cape Town site. I'm working in the quality compliance department as a supplier quality compliance specialist. I'm going to talk about the importance of diversity, equity and inclusion at GSK Cape Town. Diversity is very important because it encompasses people from various backgrounds in terms of our race, our religion, our nationalities, which is important in these days of globalization. Also, equity is very important because people, they've got different backgrounds and different capabilities. So whenever we are considering people, we need to ensure that people, they are given equal opportunities and they are also given the opportunity to present what they are capable of doing. And inclusion is important because we need to include people from various aspects of our society and communities. The challenges of diversity at GSK Cape Town, it's amongst us as people in order to accept each other despite our background, despite our religion and beliefs and our nationalities, which will build us together to be a one family. And what GSK needs to do in order to promote diversity, I think we also need to take into consideration where people are coming from, what they are capable of doing, and our systems and policies, they need to ensure that they encompass everyone. If people are not comfortable to say communicate in a particular language, they must be allowed to communicate in their own language that they will feel comfortable to express themselves, so that they will feel like they've been given the opportunity, which comes to the question of equity. So that's what I can say concerning these three topics of diversity, equity and inclusion at GSK Cape Town site. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Leslie Tor, supply planner for the site. Been working here for 7 years, so yeah, been here for a while. Okay, I've been asked to answer these 3 questions on diversity, inclusion and equity. What it means to me is not to adopt a culture, religion or race, but rather to learn from each other and to respect each other's opinions and to keep an open mind. And then what's the challenging bit is to do that, is to keep an open mind and to learn from each other and to rather listen than always talk, and while someone's talking, rather listen and not always think of an answer. And then what do I think, what could be more inclusive at GSK? I thought the team building day at the River House or River Club, River Club. I thought that was really great. We got to know each other on a personal level. We had a lot of fun. There was a little bit of business talk on the side, but most of all, we got to relax and we got to know each other. And I think if we had those at least twice a year, I know it's probably a bit more challenging now with COVID. But I think if we had more of those, then it would benefit us all. Thank you.
My name is Sulufelo Twani. I'm the first line leader in the tablets packing department. Diversity for me means different people coming together for a common goal. People from different race, culture and religion working together for the same common goal. I think what GSK needs to do, it needs to create an environment where we learn from each other and accept each other as we are and respect each other, that we are one person, we are equal before the laws of GSK as defined. What GSK can do is to promote tolerance amongst races, cultures and religion. And all these 3 components are important. They must be treated with mutual respect amongst the people who are working for GSK. Tolerance is key for me, and acceptance is fundamental in order for us to work for a common goal and increase productivity. Thank you.
My name is Antonio Balan. I'm the acting site director and responsible pharmacist for the site. I'm going to talk about diversity. So what does diversity mean to me? It's an opportunity to learn from others, to understand other people. I think the biggest barrier to and challenge for the site with regards to diversity is understanding and education. So understanding each other's cultures, what offends me, what doesn't offend me, how I should approach certain things that might be offensive in your culture or in my culture, etc. And getting us to understand each other, educate, and then work together and to build those, include each other and build a diverse working culture. The way we should approach it and going forward is more education, understanding the BEE laws, understanding each other's cultures, having culture days where we can learn from each other's cultures. And then if we understand each other better, we can work on then how do we interact with each other, how do we speak to each other to not offend or to not cause unwanted reactions when we speak. From the education point of view would be, setting up days where we have different companies coming onto site to explain intricacies of different cultures, be it Xhosa, Zulu, the Cape Malay culture, the white cultures, whatever. So we've got some deeper understanding of how different cultures work and how we should approach things.
Hi, my name is Tsepo. I work at GSK as an HR advisor, and I'll be speaking on what diversity means to me. Diversity to me means a different melting pot of different individuals working in a working environment and learning different things culturally, intellectually, and generally best practices as well. Cool. Sorry, I just have to.
No.
Yeah. Okay. What is the most challenging aspect? Okay. The most challenging aspect for me is lines of communication and understanding backgrounds. Not everybody usually understands the the nuances of different cultural backgrounds and learning from each other sometimes is a bit of a challenge, given that in an environment we only spend so much time working together, and then we have to get back to our what we're actually working. I think GSK can do to be more inclusive and for different backgrounds and different cultural diversities, or even professions and intellectual inclusion in that sense, would be to, again, an open space as they've done, everybody sitting together, everybody knowing what everybody does and learning from each other. Also having different people from different age groups, different backgrounds, as we said, in diversity. That would help GSK be more inclusive.
Okay, my name is Zani Ngakwa. I'm at GSK Cape Town, South Africa. I'm in the Quality Compliance Department. I'm the compliance specialist. So the first question is, what does diversity and equity inclusion mean to me? So to me, it means that we are different. We've got different backgrounds. So we might be in the same place now, but we're coming from different backgrounds, and those backgrounds will show or will impact on how we do things now, those different backgrounds. And the challenging part when it comes to diversity is the understanding. Do I understand that you have a different background? Does someone else, another colleague, understand that I've got a different background and my background has got an impact of what I'm currently doing, on how I'm currently doing things? So that's the challenge of when it comes to the workplace, is the understanding. Do we understand each other? Or it's just an assumption, or do we assume that we're supposed to do things the same way because we are here now? But also not understanding that my background or your background does have a big impact on how you're doing things now, or how you respond on some other things at workplace. So how can GSK be inclusive? It's a very challenging one. But I think that education on understanding that we teaching everybody at site at GSK that we are different, and maybe also sharing the cultures, the diversity. There are some other things that we can't share, like that we will continue being different. So maybe just the education, that's the main thing that I can think as what can the company do. If we can educate each other about our differences where we can, then maybe there can be an understanding of how we can treat each other. Then that's the main thing. Thank you.
My name is Mawande Somana. I'm the site's EHS lead. For me, diversity is about cultural acceptance, accepting each other with all our quirks and all our traditions and all our ways of living. And in terms of GSK, there's a lot that can be done. At this point in time, there are challenges in terms of accepting each other for who we are. We are different. We need to accept that. And unfortunately, the culture thing will always be there. We cannot run away from it. We are a diverse country, and we should be accepting our diversity and ensure that we accept each other for who we are, especially in the workplace. We spend half of our lives in your workplace. So therefore, diversity can go a long way in ensuring that we succeed as a team here at GSK.
What was the other one? The inclusiveness, the last one.
In terms of inclusiveness, what GSK can do to ensure that everybody is included in diversity is to engage on a constant basis and get to learn and accept each other for who we are. And part of the learning is to, for example, have a cultural day where we get to participate in one's cultural sort of activities. That way you can actually start seeing aspects relating to one another's cultures. Some may not be as obvious as we think they are, or rather as we may perceive, but they are there nonetheless. Because by being exposed to one's culture, it's easier then to accept them for who they are.